Leo, happy October 2017. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. As you know, I always pre-shuffle the cards, but I'm going to add a little energy as we get started here. I'm using the deck that I normally use, the Raven's Prophecy, because I realized coming into Halloween, one of my favorite holidays, that the cards I use are pretty Halloween-y with their orange and black anyway. So I'm going to stick with that theme. Again, I hope you're doing fantastic. This is a general read, as you know, so check your sun, moon, and rising, as those may resonate some months with you more than others. I'm going to do an open spread this time because I've been reading a lot on vibrations and figuring out signs and the flow of things. And I really want to see if we get a little more information doing them face up. I always kind of like the surprise of doing them face down because I feel like, you know, it's just kind of exciting to see what comes next. But maybe that's just, you know, my nature. May not suit everybody. Anyways, again, I'm going to do the spread face up. And if you like it, great. If you don't, let me know. Any comments, like, you know, if you want to subscribe, etc., is appreciated. I always like to know how people feel about the reads, you know, what you like, what you don't like, because obviously I'm doing this for you and anybody who's interested in watching these. Again, general, check your sun, moon, and rising. I move pretty fast. I have a lot to say, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. That's why I don't shuffle generally on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Deviant Moon deck and get the overall theme for the month as well. So let's do this. Like I said, Leo, you've been last month and I think another month, so I apologize for that. Nothing concerning Leos, just happened to be how it fell. So I told you after the birthday signs, I would do yours. I read for singles and people looking to reconcile, but generally singles. Those are the people who tend to comment on my reads or get private reads, subscribe, etc. So I figure if they're the people watching, right, might as well talk about being single. And obviously I focus on love, relations, etc. All right, so your card, your overall theme for the month is the world, which is an excellent theme. I love the world. That's just endless possibilities. Your overall theme, Leo, means basically accomplishment, fulfillment, belonging, you know, completing things for the first time, completing things in general, so that's great. So let's get started for October 2017, Leo. Starting with your current position coming into the month, you have Strength. And Strength is a beautiful card to come into the month with. This is about patience, self-awareness, self-belief, control. So Strength tells me if you're single, you're kind of feeling like you have a grasp on dating. Maybe you're online dating, maybe you're doing the meetup groups, whatever your source of meeting people is. I feel like you're coming to a point where you believe in yourself, you believe in kind of the system. Yes, weeding through a lot of bullshit, as I talk about every month, but you seem to kind of have a grasp on that, and maybe you're finally like steering in the direction of meeting suitors and potential partners that work for you. Again, it's about self-belief too, so it feels like your confidence has shifted a little bit and that you kind of feel like maybe you're not on top of the world necessarily, but nothing wrong with that if that's how you're feeling right now. A lot of Leos, I think, are understanding the concept of what it's like to date. A lot of signs, not just Leos, were very like all over the place over the summer, the past few months. It seems like there's a lot of chaos in the dating scene. A lot of chaos just period, people trying to figure things out. Maybe during the summer you can kind of, you know, have a little more fun, stay up a little later. And now here, especially in the US, everybody's back on the schedule. If you have kids and whatnot, you know, you're kind of back into the groove of things. But I feel like Leos with this coming in kind of believe in themselves and believe in what they bring to the table as a partner and what they bring to the table as far as what they can bring to a relationship. And they're confident enough in that you're just kind of pushing on and pursuing. Even if you have met a bunch of crazies or whatnot, you know, it's kind of a numbers game. You just, it's like Vegas, right? You have to play, you have to just play and play and play to win anything to a certain extent. It's a numbers game in Vegas, right? So that's the same way in dating. Kiss a lot of frogs and hopefully you'll find one. Generally, most people don't date the first person and find that that's the love of their life. I'm sure somebody's going, I did at one point, great. But in reality, you have to meet a lot of people because we all have different personalities. If you're looking to reconcile, this is a positive sign because this means that you're being patient with the situation. So maybe the situation needed some sort of, you know, maybe you needed time apart, or maybe you guys need better communication, or maybe you just started communicating and so you're being patient. You're not jumping the gun and running right into it and deciding that, you know, it's either make or break. You're kind of giving it time. And in the meantime, you've built up, you know, your own inner strength, and you're kind of bringing that to the table. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe they made mistakes. Right now, it doesn't seem like there was some major, you know, betrayal, or, you know, I don't see the Five of Swords here, which is like defeat or dishonor, or, you know, I'm not saying that that's not a possibility for some of you, but right now it seems like it was just a lack of communication, or maybe families or jobs or something got in the way. I'm sure there were other things, maybe lack of intimacy, whatever the case may be for you. This says that you've kind of gathered your inner strength and you're willing to, you know, wait for the communication if you guys aren't already in contact, or maybe they needed time, you needed time, whatever it is, you're being patient about it and you're not pushing anything, but you also believe in it. So that's a good step. The next card you have is any internal factors, challenges, feelings that either help or hinder the position coming into the month. And you have the Queen of Cups, which is very interesting because if you're single, this is otherness. This is spirituality. This is something bigger than you. And so for me, I would think, well, because you're coming into the month feeling strong and capable and you're having patience, you're almost believing in the universe or God or whoever you believe in, whatever your higher power or, you know, strengthening factor is besides your own, you know, obviously heart and soul. If you believe in a higher power, I feel like some of you may have said, hey, you know, I'm believing in you in all of this too. Like, I believe in myself. I know what I have to bring to the table, but I also know that you're going to encourage it and you're going to help develop it as well. And that's a very positive thing to have, because sometimes you need other avenues of hope or inspiration. I feel like some of you may be tapping into, you know, and it could just be, you know, like with me, like I talked about the vibrations that I've been listening to these seminars and whatnot about vibrational pulls and different energies you can pick up, etc. And so some of you may just be doing that as well. Maybe you've gotten signs kind of, you know, urging you forward. Hey, you know, date a little longer. Maybe some of you are thinking, well, this isn't for me, or right now I don't have the time or the patience and I don't feel like cultivating it, and something, you felt something, or you heard something, or you saw something that kind of gave you that push that said, okay, keep doing it. You have to have the patience, but you will have the outcome you want. And it's otherness. It's something besides yourself that's at play here. And it could just be, hey, it's your time. This is your time to actually develop and meet somebody that's going to be incredible for you. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very interesting. It's this is kind of mystery. So I feel like maybe some of you Leos have had communication with your partner. Maybe you haven't. It also could be that you've been thinking about somebody, thinking about wanting to get back together with somebody. Maybe you've dated other people in between, and now this person's come into your mind, or maybe you've come into their mind and they've reached out to you a little bit, because this almost seems like distant, like not the person you just broke up with, but somebody that you've been pondering. Maybe somebody you had a really big connection with, and all of a sudden they're showing up, or maybe you're thinking about them a lot, or they added you to social media, or they text you out of the blue. There's something here that holds a little bit of mystery. It could also be that they pick up and left and you had no idea why, and now they're communicating with you. But I feel like with the Strength card, it's a little bit more cut and dry with that. It's either somebody that you knew a while back and you've dated other people since, and now you guys are starting to connect again and you're wondering whether it's going to be there, or you both took time off to date other people and now you're coming back. But this is, you're patiently trying to figure it out. In the same essence of somebody who's single, you're kind of okay with being guided by a higher power or just the universe. You're paying attention to the signs, which is very important. It's something I'm starting to, I've always had that intuitive, like, you know, you see something, you've been thinking about doing something, and then you see something and it points you in a direction that kind of encourages you. And I think this month, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to that. The next card you have is the distant past. So over the past few years, could be 10 years, could be childhood. You have the Page of Wands. I always read this for people looking to reconcile and anybody who's single together, because it's generally not the person you're looking to reconcile with. It could be, but generally this is something deep in your past. Could be good or bad, but something that you need to remember or pay attention to so that you don't let it affect your relationship negatively. If it's good, you harness it and, you know, remember the good of it, or the goodness of it. And this is the Page of Wands, which is, you know, confidence, curiosity, spark. And so I think if you're single, you're looking at this going, well, it's confidence. And both of these cards have confidence. So maybe you've been kind of insecure in the dating arena lately. Maybe you haven't felt like it's there. And I think the page is reminding you of what is possible. At one point or another, you had a good relationship, or maybe somebody in your family, you know, parents or grandparents had a really good relationship. And it's kind of been that confidence factor for you that a good relationship is possible. And it's something that you're capable of, that you deserve, and you bring a lot to the table, and you're looking for somebody who does too. And the Page of Wands says, keep this strength, because this month, remember that you have had past relationships that have been positive, that you have dated before and been successful. So you're going to be able to do that again. And it's also reminding you, you know, have some curiosity. Remember those sparks. Remember when things felt good, and bring that to the table. And that is kind of your inspiration this month of, you know, the world is open for you. There's good and bad, right? So you can either embrace the negative or the positive. And with the page, it tells me this month you're choosing to embrace the positive and really come into your own and really, you know, talk to people and find out about them. Be curious about them. Be curious about what makes them tick. Be curious about what makes them happy. And if you feel something for somebody, if you really genuinely feel something for somebody, even if it's a friend vibe, there's no, you know, lust, use that curiosity of the page. Use that curiosity and that spark of the page and get to know them. Because sometimes I think we're so quick to just push on or move on because they didn't look exactly like we wanted, or they didn't act exactly like we wanted. Well, you know, we're all a mess. We all have to deal with bullshit when we're dating. And sometimes we have to stop and smell the roses a little bit. And I think the page is telling you, you know, have this confidence, have this patience. Something good is coming. Pay attention to somebody who, when you're around them, how do they make you feel? Even if it's a first date, second date, do they go to an extreme to make you feel comfortable? Do they make you laugh? Do they, you know, how do you feel? How do you react about them? How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? There's different things that incorporate our senses from other people, right? So I think the Page of Wands is just saying, pay attention to your surroundings. And if something makes you feel good, then look into it. And if something makes you feel bad, then move on. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or two, and you have the Eight of Swords, which is you holding yourself back. Eight of Swords is all about self-doubt, confusion, imprisonment. So I think you're entering October as strength because you've dealt with the self-doubt, the confusion. You have, Leo, you have pushed yourself to the position of not believing that it's there for you, not believing that it could ever happen, not believing you could get back to this point of somebody making you feel confident and have that spark with somebody. And you've changed that thought process. Maybe you haven't immediately, you're still working on it, right? Because there's still this, okay, you take the wheel, higher power, God, gods, goddesses, universe, whatever your belief is, Holy Spirit, you know, whatever your belief is, you're kind of saying, okay, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. You got my back. I got it. So you're going to get over this and you're going to release your own hand because that's you holding yourself back. This is self-doubt. This is imprisoning yourself. This is trying to control a situation you can't. And this month, you're coming in saying, I can't control it. I don't have control over everything. Yeah, you have control over how you spend your money, how you treat your kids, how you take care of your family, when you wash your car, when you walk the dog. But you don't have full control over everything in your life. And you know it. There's so much more to us than just us and the physical, right? There's your heart, your soul, everything that intertwines. And I think that a lot of Leos are saying, okay, because Leos are fire, right? And so they're very in control. They're very, go-getters. They're, make things happen. And I think this month you're really realizing you have to let go to receive. And that's a really good thing. And so I think the Eight of Swords, you're tired of feeling like that. You're tired of, if you're single, you're going, hey, I've got this. I can do this. I'm good in a relationship and I'm going to meet somebody who's good. But I've got to change. I've got to be confident. I've got to realize that I can do this, and I just need to let myself enjoy the process, even with the ups and downs. And if you're looking to reconcile, same type of thing. I think that you're trying to control a situation that maybe you don't have control over. So you're being patient about it. You're kind of wondering exactly which direction you're going to go into. But at the same time, you're confused. Some of you are wondering, where am I going? What are we doing? Are we getting back together? Are we not? And the past few weeks or past month or two, you felt like you don't have a grasp on it, or like it's not in your hands. And I think you're coming into this month going, no, it's in my hands. And if I don't figure it out, and if it remains a mystery, then it's not going to work. But if we can communicate and make it happen, then it will work. So it seems like it's kind of a toss-up, Leo, for some of you. Some of you have got this. You're being patient. You're riding it out. And some of you are saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to worry so much about it. I'm going to let, something bigger than myself take over to a certain extent and see what happens, because you can't control the situation. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months through the end of the year, and you have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is going back a little bit, which is interesting because the Page of Wands, you're kind of going back into a point when you remember being happy, or when you remember seeing relationships that were successful. And the Page of Cups is going back into your childhood. It's a childlike innocence. And I think that you're going to be spending time enjoying things that maybe you forgot how to enjoy. So if you're single, you're going to remember what butterflies feel in your stomach. You're going to remember what first kisses are like. You're going to remember what it's like to have confidence and to actually feel good and feel like you bring something to the table. Because Leo, for some reason, I feel like a lot of you have been doubting, again, the self-doubt, what you're capable of and what you have to offer. But you have a lot to offer. And I think that if you get a little bit more emotionally involved and you do allow yourself to release this control, imprisonment, you're coming in very strong, which is excellent. But at the same time, you have to be able to show your emotional side. If you're dating people and you're, I've got this under control and we're doing it this way, and I'm looking for this, this, and this, you lose that spark. You lose that curiosity. You lose that childlike innocence. Have fun. Have fun. I think if you're dating now, maybe that's something that you've realized coming into the month, that it doesn't have to be chaos. You don't have to control everything. You don't have to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. They don't have to drive the right car and say the right things. Have fun. Enjoy yourself and get to know people and just embrace that. If you're looking to reconcile, the page is talking about being, allowing yourself to be innocent too, but almost allowing yourself to awaken from like a fog. Some of you have been in this, make or break. If I don't get back together with he or she, what do I have to offer? And so I'm going to control all my emotions, and I'm not going to let them see it. And I'm not going to let them see how much I care. And I'm just going to, count on God or whoever to take me there, which fine. But now you're coming into this month going, okay, I'm aware of what I've done, and I'm aware of what I'm not happy with. So I think you're going to spend the next couple of months understanding that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to not accept what somebody else is telling you. If you're looking to reconcile and somebody's not giving you what you want, then it's okay to say, no, that doesn't work for me. That's not good enough. That's not what I want. That doesn't make me feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. This also could be dealing with children. So over the next few months, you may be making decisions based on a joint family or kids. Maybe if you split and you're looking to reconcile, you're going to have to understand that there are children involved, some of you. There also may be a baby on the way, which may change things big time. Just pointing that out. That is a possibility. The next card you have is your immediate future. So throughout the month of October, and you have the Fool, and the Fool is an excellent card. So this is about new beginnings. This is about feeling that childlike folly. So very interesting that you're getting a lot of innocence, you know, reminiscing type cards, because the Fool is the beginning of the major arcana, and that, which is interesting because the World is the end of the major arcana. So maybe you'll have like a full cycle all in 1 month or over the next couple of months. But the Fool is about potential and fearlessness, which is why I think you're coming in to the month having strength, and you're going to continue that throughout October. You're going to continue to have this strength of, I've got this, I can do it, I'm going to release myself from these burdens, from these self-doubts, from this hesitation, and I'm going to go get it. And if you're single, this is huge. And it also means that you're going to have this, I think this innocence in these cards is saying that you're going to release anything from your past that has been negative. Not everything, right? Because you're always going to carry that with you. But you're just going to let stuff go. You're just going to let shit go. You're going to let it slide off your back. And you're not going to worry about the past. That's why this page is saying, look, have the curiosity and the spark and the confidence that you've had in the past before. Don't assume that everybody's terrible. Don't try and control the situation. The world is your oyster. So the reason both of these are coming in is like innocence and childlike innocence. It's telling you to enjoy it. It's telling you to embrace what your potential is and what a relationship can do, instead of just assuming negative things on a regular basis. And we aren't negative, but they can be, if things aren't necessarily going your way, you know, you tend to worry or try and control it. And I think this month you're going to practice some letting go, and letting go of waiting for the other shoe to drop, and letting go of, oh, they can't be this good, or, you know, there's got to be something more to it. No, there doesn't. Just enjoy it. The Fool is saying there's lots of potential there, which means, Leo, that I'm sensing some of you are going to have a lot of suitors, or just a lot of dates, a lot of possibilities out there, and you need to embrace it and enjoy it, and know that any one of them could be a new beginning that's pretty real and significant. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like this is you deciding, if I'm going to be straight up with you, Leo, this is me thinking that you're going to decide that whatever was holding you back here, it's just not worth it, and you may be moving on. And I think that you needed the strength and confidence to do that. You needed to believe in something higher than yourself. You needed to remember good times. But I don't know that the person that you were looking to reconcile is somebody that's making you feel like there's good times ahead. And so you may be striving for new beginnings and starting something new, because this is innocent, starting out completely new. And I think that may be something that you're going to need to do. It may also be that you start out something completely new with the person you're looking to reconcile. There is that potential there that you guys wipe the slate clean and decide to start new. What's interesting, though, is this is making me feel like when I said before that there might be somebody who's coming back that you were interested in before, but you guys took breaks, started dating other people. It could be a year or two. All of a sudden you're going, hey, we both had a good connection. We liked each other. Let's give it another go. So it's almost like somebody coming back from the past, and that's very possible here. The next card you have is the Two of Coins, which is your future external factors. So anything affecting you externally throughout the month of October. It could be the beginning, middle, end, or all three. And you have the Two of Coins. Again, this is about priorities. This is about balance. And this is about change. So I'm going to start with reconciliation. If you're looking to reconcile, if you are going to make this happen between the two of you, things are going to change. If they don't change and you guys can't get your priorities straight and you can't start anew, it's not going to work. So I think it's teeter-tottering on if changes are there, if you're confident, if you have communication, if you believe, then you can have it. If not, you're going to start new beginnings with somebody else. If you are dating, the Two of Coins says something's going to shift, which tells me you are going to meet somebody, you are going to let go of the emotional strongholds you have on yourself, and you're going to allow the potential to flow a little more freely than you have before. So the Two of Coins definitely says that throughout the month, you're going to start noticing, maybe a change in yourself and behavior and how you're dating, and a change in how people are responding to you, because again, you're kind of letting go and you're releasing this hand and you're saying, okay, you know, I've got this, it's bigger than me, and what's meant to be is meant to be. And I think that's externally, you're going to start seeing people respond to that, which means you're going to meet more suitors that are potentially a better fit for you. The next card you have is any internal factors throughout the month of October, and you have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is movement, quick movement. So this is quick action. It can be forceful, and I feel like if you're dating, that you are going to meet somebody that's going to knock your socks off, and that just like rambled right out of my mouth. So very interesting. I think that you're going to meet somebody and you're going to move and you're going to grab it and you're going to be like, hey, I think you and I could start something new here. I think there's some possibilities here. I want you to have my babies. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you know, all jokes aside, I really think that this is like, you're going to see somebody, you're going to have this confidence, you're going to kind of let go, let somebody else take the wheel, and a new beginning is around the corner. And you're going to meet somebody and you're going to be like, whoa, you knocked my socks off. I'm not forcing you, but I think you and I would be good together. And I think that's really positive, because singles, I think this is going to be a big month. I think by the end of the year, something big is going to happen for you. If you're looking to reconcile, I think there's going to be swift movement here too. I think that, like I said, you're going to be patient, but you're going to make a decision. It's either make or break or cut and split. It's one or the other. And either way, there's going to be new beginnings, whether it's new beginnings with somebody you used to know that you're interested in, that you've been thinking about, whether it's new beginnings with the person you're looking to reconcile, or whether it's new beginnings and meeting somebody. I don't think you can go wrong, Leo. I think that whatever it is. So my mom used to say to me, anything that is meant to happen moves fast. And my mom was very Christian and said, anything God wants to happen, anything that is meant to be will happen fast, because that's how God works. There's no time to think about it. You just go with it. And it's very interesting, because everybody has their different beliefs. And my mom I've seen her change different beliefs. I mean, she's always been very Christian, but I've seen her change like the depth of it several times. And that's one thing that's always rang true to me, is that I've noticed that when things are supposed to change in my life and they're supposed to happen, they happen quick. And sometimes it's so quick you feel like you don't even have a breath to take, that you don't even have a chance to say yes or no or overthink it. It just happens. And I think, Leo, that's going to be in effect for you this month. I also am wondering if you're dealing with another fire sign, because you have these fire cards right here. Wands, you know, obviously Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And that's very interesting. I mean, it could also be an air sign because you have the swords. So it could be Libra. You know what? That's very interesting. I'm noticing the hens going here. So anyways, it could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, air signs going straight through here. But either way, I think that the potential is going to be huge. I mean, you do have cups showing up, which is water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But you've got a lot of positivity here. And the world, come on, the world is your oyster. All right, so the next two cards you have are your feelings or challenges, hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. So this is an internal card, and you have the Queen of Wands, and your outcome is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands, you've got a lot of energy here. So the Queen of Wands is ferocity, confidence, and for some reason you have been dealing with confidence cards. So at some point, Leo, there was a lack of confidence. If you're single, that confidence is starting to shoot up. Again, I think you're going to meet somebody, it's going to be quick. And this is somebody who is passionate, sultry. So somebody you're meeting is either bringing out that side in you, or you're meeting somebody who's behaving that way. But this person that you meet or few people that you meet while you're dating is going to make you feel like this. Like you're able to do anything. Like your creative juices are just flowing. Your passion, you're feeling, you know, this confidence above confidence. And you're thriving in it. And you're putting that out into the universe and you're attracting it back. So by the end of the month, you're literally just going to be on fire. And I think that something is going to happen very quickly for you. If you're looking to reconcile, again, this is the energy of somebody who could take it or leave it. You're either going to move on with somebody new and have these new beginnings, or you're going to move on with the person you're looking to reconcile with and have these new beginnings. It's very interesting. By this point, I usually get the feeling whether it's going to be reconciliation or not. But I feel like you're still kind of in this toss-up on whether it's going to happen. However, the Ace of Swords, for anybody looking to reconcile, this is saying it's logic. There's some power here. So I think that you're going to look at everything and say, okay, this person makes me feel good, or they don't, and I'm ready to move on. I feel like you're teetering, Leo, like you're on the edge. And either way, you're okay with, because it's almost like you've come to grips with the fact that you can't control the situation. So either way it goes, you're fine with it. You love this person and there's a connection there, but you also have a spark and curiosity about what could happen next. So I really feel like if you're looking to reconcile, you're gonna be okay either way. It's not gonna be like a huge devastation. Now I am pulling 2 clarifiers, so we'll see what happens with that. If you're single, this is all about the powers in your hand, and I think you're gonna feel that way because you let go of this, you let yourself go. You came into the month like this with this strength, and you're leaving the month letting go. So you were holding on to yourself, you were getting a grasp, and now you're letting go. And you're feeling like this. And I think it's going to be because you meet somebody, there's this beginning here, potential, and you're going to move fast. Either that or they're moving fast on you and they're going, hey, I'm interested. I'm sparking your curiosity. And you're going to go, hey, this feels familiar and it feels good. And that's important. So hold on really quick. I'm going to pull 2 clarifying cards. I think, Leo, you've got something really special this month. Okay, let me shuffle these. And I'm just going to take the 2 that I have off the top. All right, so I'm going to clarify your distant future, which is the Page, and you have the King of Wands. All right, and your outcome, and you have the Ace of Swords there. All right, so for the Page of Cups, you have the King of Wands on top of it. And the King of Wands is about boldness, inspiration. And what's interesting is I think you're inspired by this innocence, this new beginning, this letting go of yourself, allowing the energy to come in. And in the next 2 or 3 months, you are this person. It's very interesting. You have the Queen and King of Wands here. You're going to be the Queen and then you're going to become the King, because you're all of a sudden going to be inspired by somebody, and then you're going to inspire them, or they're going to inspire you and you're going to inspire others. The King is somebody who, and there may be a couple people, but it's going to end up being one person that you decide to pick. But there's all of a sudden this ferocity, this confidence inside of you, this confidence, this strength, and you let it go. You let all control go, and now it's like you're wanted, and it's going to feel really good. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like you're going to feel wanted in a way you haven't in a long time, where somebody's actually going to make the effort and come to. And it's wands all over the place. So again, you may be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, because you just have a plethora of wands. This is also the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands, this is for your outcome. But this matches with the Queen and the King perfectly, because this is, you know, this is somebody who is daring, confident, charming. It's very interesting. If you looked at, like, if you looked at a lot of the textbook definitions of these, you'd see confidence, confidence, confidence. It's very interesting. You're getting a lot of confidence cards. Leo, I strongly believe that you've just had this time where it's like you haven't felt like very confident in anything. Maybe not even in work or family or anything. So you've got the King here, inspiration, hope. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel strongly, strongly, strongly that you're going to boldly go where you haven't gone in a long time, which is maybe dating and starting something new. If you're dating, your outcome clarifying card, like I said, is the 10 of Wands. And this is confident. Confident, confident, confident. Daring, charming. Look how charming he is. But you're gonna feel like this. Yeah, these wands are on fire, just like you are, Leo, this month. So if you're dating, you're gonna feel charismatic. You're gonna feel energetic. You're gonna feel like the whole world. And if you're looking to reconcile, I don't feel like you're necessarily going to get back together. I feel like your confidence of being able to find something new and get what you want is what is going to lead the way. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to email me and say, you're wrong. I am confident we're getting back together. And that is fantastic. But the way the spread is reading is that you're confident either way. For whatever reason, confidence, 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 confidence. Just keep saying it to yourself, because that's what all these cards are saying. You're on fire, Leo. You're being Leo. You're being yourself. You're coming into the month yourself. You're not trying to control the situation. You have dignity. You're just, yeah, you're going to be on top of the world. And I think it's going to be amazing. And I wish you the best October. I will see you soon. Thanks, Leo. Have a good one.